Hey garden fam, welcome back to The Sprout. Today, we're talking about the undisputed queen of the autumn garden, the chrysanthemums. You might know them as mums, garden mums, or simply those flowers that show up everywhere in September. And for good reason. Chrysanthemums are one of the most versatile and rewarding plants you can grow. They come in every color you can imagine: yellow, orange, red, pink, purple, white, and even green. They have different flower forms, from simple daisies to pom-poms, spider shapes, and anemone types. They bloom for weeks, they make excellent cut flowers, and they're surprisingly easy to care for. But here's the thing, chrysanthemums are often misunderstood. Many people treat them as short-lived annuals, buying them in pots in the fall and throwing them away after the flowers fade. The truth is, chrysanthemums are perennials. With the right care, they can come back year after year. In this video, I'll teach you everything you need to know: the different types of mums, how to plant them, how to care for them, how to pinch them for more blooms, and most importantly, how to help them survive the winter. Before we dive in, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. We put out new gardening videos every week, and I don't want you to miss the next one. Also, drop a comment below. Do you grow chrysanthemums? What's your favorite color? I'd love to hear about it. Now, let's get into it. First, let's talk about the different types of chrysanthemums. This is important because not all mums are created equal. Hardy garden mums are the ones you want if you're planting them in the ground. They're hardy to survive winter and come back year after year. They're hardy in USDA zones 5 through 9, but even within that, individual varieties can vary in cold tolerance. Florist mums are the ones you see in bouquets and gift pots. They're often grown in greenhouses and are not as cold hardy. If you plant a florist mum in the garden, it might not survive the winter. For the home garden, always look for garden mums. They're more resilient, they have a better chance of overwintering, and they'll give you years of blooms. Now, chrysanthemums come in a wide range of flower forms. Here are the most common ones you'll encounter: single, classic daisy-like appearance with a yellow center; pom-pom, globular, ball-shaped flowers; decorative, large, full-looking blooms with layered petals; spider, long, tubular petals that look like spider legs; anemone, flowers with a prominent raised central disc. Now, let's talk about planting. The best time to plant chrysanthemums is in spring, after the last frost. This gives the plant plenty of time to establish a strong root system before winter. If you plant them in the fall when they're already in bloom, the plant will be putting all its energy into flowering, not into growing roots. They may not survive the winter. Choose a spot with full sun. Chrysanthemums need at least 6 hours of direct sunlight every day. In too much shade, they'll become leggy and produce fewer flowers. The soil should be well-draining and fertile. When you're ready to plant, dig a hole twice as wide as the root ball. Place the plant at the same depth it was growing in its pot. Space plants about 18 to 24 inches apart. For container planting, use a pot at least 30 centimeters wide with good drainage holes. Now let's talk about watering. Chrysanthemums need consistent moisture, especially during the growing season. They have shallow roots and can dry out quickly. Water deeply at the base of the plant, avoiding wetting the leaves. Wet foliage can lead to fungal diseases. In hot, dry weather, you may need to water every 2 or 3 days, especially for container plants. Now let's talk about feeding and mulching. Mums are not heavy feeders, but they benefit from a little food. In spring, apply a slow-release balanced fertilizer. You can also use a phosphorus-rich fertilizer to encourage root growth and blooms. A layer of mulch around the base helps retain moisture, suppress weeds, and protect the roots. Now let's talk about pinching. This is the secret to getting bushy, compact chrysanthemums with masses of flowers. Pinching is removing the soft tips of new shoots to encourage branching. Here's how to do it. When your mums reach about 6 to 8 inches tall in late spring or early summer, pinch or cut off about ½ an inch from the tip of each stem. Do this again when the side shoots reach about 8 to 10 inches long. You can even do a third pinch if the plant is very vigorous. The goal is to create a dense, bushy plant. But here's the most important rule. Stop pinching by mid-July. Chrysanthemums are short-day plants, meaning they set buds when the days start getting shorter. Pinching after mid-July can delay flowering, and the buds may not open before frost. Now let's talk about disbudding. This is a more advanced technique for producing larger, specimen-quality blooms. It involves removing some flower buds to concentrate the plant's energy into fewer flowers. There are two main methods. Zero bud removal, no buds are removed, the plant produces many smaller flowers. Disbudding, you remove the side buds, keeping only the terminal bud at the top of each stem. This produces one very large flower per stem, great for cut flowers. Center bud removal. You remove the central terminal bud on each stem, keeping the side buds. This produces a uniform spray of flowers. For most home gardeners, zero bud removal is the easiest and most satisfying. But if you want to grow exhibition quality flowers, disbudding is the way to go. Now, let's talk about common problems. Let's go through them one by one. Problem 1. No flowers. This can be caused by too much shade, too much nitrogen fertilizer, or pinching too late in the season. Move the plant to a sunnier spot, stop fertilizing with nitrogen, and pinch only before mid-July. Problem 2. Powdery mildew. This is a fungal disease that appears as a white, powdery coating on the leaves. It's common in dry conditions with poor air circulation. Remove affected leaves, improve air circulation, and water at the base. Problem 3. Leaf spots. Caused by several different fungi. Symptoms are dark brown or black spots on the leaves, often with a purple margin. Remove affected leaves, clean up plant debris, and improve air circulation. Problem 4. Root rot. Caused by overwatering or poorly draining soil. The plant wilts and the roots turn mushy. Make sure your soil drains well and don't overwater. Problem 5. Aphids. Small green, black, or brown insects that cluster on new growth and buds. They can cause distorted growth and spread viruses. Spray them off with a strong jet of water or use insecticidal soap. Problem 6. Spider mites. These tiny pests cause stippled, dusty-looking leaves and fine webbing. They thrive in hot, dry conditions. Increase humidity and use insecticidal soap or neem oil. Problem 7. Thrips. These tiny, fast-moving insects hide inside flower buds and cause silvery streaks and distorted blooms. Remove damaged buds and use spinosad sprays. Problem 8. Leaf miners. These insects create squiggly, silvery trails on the leaves. Remove and destroy affected leaves. Here's where you come in. Drop a comment below. Do you grow chrysanthemums? What's your favorite variety? I'd love to know. Now let's talk about overwintering. This is the most important part of growing chrysanthemums as perennials. The key is to help them survive the winter. Timing matters to about 6 to 8 inches tall. Apply a thick layer of mulch, straw, shredded leaves, or evergreen boughs around the base of the plant. Don't cut the plants down to the ground in the fall. Leaving the old stems helps catch snow and provides insulation. In spring, when new growth appears, cut the old stems back to the ground. For container plants, move the pots to a cool, frost-free location like a garage or basement. Water lightly through the winter, but don't overwater. In mild winter regions, you can leave the plants in the ground with a layer of mulch. In regions with wet winters, good drainage is even more important. If your winters are cold, you might need to treat your mums as annuals and buy new ones each year. Now let's talk about dividing. Chrysanthemums benefit from division every 2 to 3 years. Division rejuvenates the plant and prevents overcrowding. The best time to divide is in early spring, when the new shoots are about 1 to 3 inches tall. Dig up the clump, Separate it into sections with a sharp knife and replant the healthy divisions. Discard the woody center. Now let's talk about propagating mums. The easiest way is to take cuttings in spring. Cut 5 to 7.5 centimeter long shoots from the base of the plant. Remove the lower leaves and insert the cuttings into a pot with a mix of peat-free compost and horticultural grit. Place it in a bright, warm spot at around 10 degrees Celsius or 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Keep the compost moist but not soggy. The cuttings should root in about 3 weeks. Now let's talk about the different colors and how to use them. Mums are available in every color except blue. Try pairing fiery orange and yellow mums with pumpkins and gourds for a classic autumn display. Or use pastel pinks and whites for a softer look. For a formal garden, use bright purple and white mums for a polished, sophisticated feel. They also make excellent cut flowers, lasting up to 2 weeks in a vase. Let me give you a few quick answers to common questions. Are chrysanthemums perennials? Yes, they are perennials, but winter survival depends on the variety and care. When do they bloom? From late summer to autumn, usually September to November. How tall do they get? From 6 inches to 4 feet, depending on the variety. Do they need full sun? Yes, at least 6 hours daily. Can I bring potted mums indoors? Yes, but they need a cool, bright spot and cold to initiate blooms. Let's wrap everything up. Chrysanthemums are the stars of the autumn garden. Plant them in spring in full sun and well-draining soil. Water them regularly, pinch them back until mid-July, and feed them lightly. Protect them in winter with mulch. Divide them every few years, and enjoy a spectacular burst of color when the rest of the garden is winding down. Here's the most important thing to remember. Chrysanthemums are tough, resilient plants that reward patience and care. They're not disposable annuals. They are perennials that can bring you years of joy. Plant them in spring, water them through summer, and watch them explode into a carpet of color every autumn. Before you go, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and leave me a comment. What color of mum is your favorite? I'd love to know. Also, what plant should I cover next? Asters? Sedums? Ornamental grasses? Let me know. Thanks for watching. Take care of your garden, and it will take care of you. See you in the next video.